There is a second problem in marrying Rashi's commentary to Bereshit 29:32 with the explanation of the Mahar'shah to the Gemara in Brachot, which appears to be the source for Rashi's commentary, in that from the very outset there is no textual issue to which a response is required. As mentioned previously, the Mahar'shah justifies the explanation given by the Gemara, which appears on the surface at least to be in conflict with the reason provided by the actual text, is that while the text addresses the Reish Aleph Vav component of the name Reuven, it does not justify the additional Bet Nun. And to this the Mahar'shah suggested that the Bet Nun can be interpreted as a prophetic statement made by Leah in comparing her firstborn to the firstborn of her father-in-law, Re'u ben Bani leben Chami. The Rebbe maintained in the SICHAH that the application of the Mahar'shah's observation to Rashi, namely that Rashi is also troubled with the Bet Nun component, is problematic, because as the Rebbe will demonstrate from a number of sources that there is nothing jagged in the Pasuk, and that includes the Bet Nun component that requires a commentary and explanation. The Rebbe argues that when Leah names the child Reuven on account of the fact that God has taken note of her affliction, Ra'ah Hashem ba'anayi, the Reish Aleph Vav component of Reuven is drawn from the Reish Aleph Hey, and the Bet Nun component of the name Reuven is reflected in the word Be'anayi, a word that also contains a Bet and a Nun. The only problem with this line of thinking is that the name Reuven is not an exact match, for in the phrase Ra'ah Hashem ba'anayi it does not account for the ayin or the yud. Similarly, the voweling of the word ben is a segol, whereas the voweling for the ba'anyi is a shva, beneath the bet. To this the Rebbe demonstrates that one can see from a previous commentary of Rashi that the transposition of the wording of the narrative to an actual name does not need to be an exact fit. A number of examples in this regard will be brought. As such, we need not apply the Mahar'shah's explanation in his commentary to Masechet Brachot of Re'u ben Bani leben Chami as addressing the textual problem of the Bet Nun. The entire name Reuven can be found to be embedded in the phrase Ki Ra'ah Hashem ba'anayi, which brings us back to the original question that no commentary was necessary. If there's nothing jagged within the text, there was no need for Rashi to provide any commentary or explanation, especially one that is contradictory to the information provided by the Chumash.